Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another Spirit Message tip. So, I've been posting a lot of these. I actually created a playlist of spirit messages and a playlist of tips. I get a lot of questions in the comments, and sometimes I post a video and then it opens a whole other door to be answered or just to elaborate a little bit further. And I posted that whole thing about how to know and trust your own divine connection, your own divine abilities. And then I posted another message about oh, yeah, gather your own spiritual evidence. So I posted those. But this is another thing. I talk about it all the time, but I don't think I did a video separate about it. But I always talk about, all our clear abilities are getting more clear. We're using that to navigate more than just our physical senses, our eyes and ears. But this message, I mean, I want to elaborate a bit more because I love an opportunity. I get very excited because it shines a light on what you already have. It already shines a light of like all that you already possess. I mean, all these buzzwords or terms, some, we know the terms, and some of the things you don't even have the words for, but you do have this ability. So I just wanted to do a whole thing because they're saying, communication beyond words, energy, feeling, knowing, using more of all you are. That's what it's all about right now. And most of your life, there were times when you could feel energy. There were times you could just know things. You could pick up things from people. You could feel things at distances. You can get a sense of what's happening. Or there are all these things, but make no mistake. I mean, we use this more than we actually speak or write. People talk about physical ways that you could speak and write, and that's how we communicate. But that is not even like the main way that we communicate. I mean, that's what I find so bizarre. It really isn't. It really is not. So I'm gonna, because they like to keep me on point because I can ramble. I'm gonna put in the description box some keynotes, but so you can always refer to it. But and what I'm posting here are tips because I really want to include this. Speaking and writing are very physical ways of communication, but there is constant other communication that's not so frequently spoken or written about, and that is clearly the communication of energy, feeling, and knowing. So the world likes to speak, and they love to talk, and they love to do all this, but feeling energy, receiving energy, being affected by energy is constantly happening. It's not so spoken about yet. This is a real conversation worth having because you have to be so aware of just how energy affects you so you can moderate and adjust yourself along the way. So that's a clear point. Let's talk about the energy because you in your day to day, you can tell when you are approaching someone and you can tell when someone's approachable, what their energy is open, receptive, and everything else. And then there are other people you can tell, my gosh, they come, the energy, it's like oozing, they're angry, they're this, they're that. It's a repellent. So, in a very real sense, you're picking up the energy even before they speak. Or how about when someone's speaking and you can feel the energy behind what they're saying? Like they may be saying words, but it's almost like you're picking up this energy from them. You can pick up their energy, where they're coming from, their intention, even. How many times you hear something beautiful, you're moved to tears, you're picking up on the energy. You know, so we don't have words for it, but you definitely pick up energy. It's a whole thing. And then when I say, about negative energy, be careful of negative energy, toxic energy. It could be simple as, have you ever bumped into somebody on the street? They start gabbing to you, a friend in the neighborhood or whatever. But 5 minutes in, you feel like all your life source energy is being drained out of you. It's like the conversation or where they're vibrating at or what they're talking about. It's like your life energy is being drained out of you, and it is. Or you pick up the phone and you're in a great mood, but then when you get off, you realize your whole mood has shifted. This is energy. It's all an exchange of energy. People are exchanging energy. People don't even have to speak. You could be sitting somewhere and all of a sudden pick up like you're feeling a certain way, but if you move, you're no longer feeling that. I'm telling you, you feel energy all the time. So the best way to judge if you picked up too much energy or it shifted, you're going to feel it. But it's honoring that you feel it. It's being there for yourself. It's honoring yourself by listening to yourself, what you're feeling. A lot of times it's easy to discount, or you're focused on getting something accomplished, so you're not listening. You're like shushing that feeling down. But it's like, really honor yourself, like take real divine self-care of yourself. Now, I used to chalk myself out of it, but if you're picking that up, you can shorten the call, you can end the conversation, you can whatever. You'll have an easier time getting back up and recovering if you do monitor the energy. I could sit through an hour of news and feel a bombardment of the worst things possible, and just feel really lousy, get poor sleep, blah, blah, blah. Or I can listen to 5 minutes and get the gist, understand, and move on. It's like that. I'm just giving examples, but what I'm saying is you've experienced this much more than you realize. You're constantly feeling energy. Why I'm doing this is just to point out if you actually listen to yourself, you want to be flying high. They also used to tell me, like, imagine you're a bird flying high in the sky. And imagine if somebody comes over and just like sits on you with their energy. Like you're not gonna be able to fly as high. So you either have to let them go, drop them, or readjust their weight on you so you can still fly at where you want to fly. Like you have to. I know it's a weird analogy, but I got that as a kid. It's like we're all energy. So you want to be up. You want to be feeling free. We all have difficulties and life isn't easy, but I'm saying you can get through it energetically much better when you pay attention to your energy and how you're affected by things. Okay. So the next thing they said, feeling and knowing. These are part of the Clair abilities that I keep talking about. When you just feel something and know something, your Clair abilities that I keep mentioning, they're only getting amplified right now. So you can more easily navigate by just those feeling and knowing beyond the usual senses of seeing and hearing. So you can feel what is true. You can feel energy. You can feel so much. I mean, do not discount it because you can literally feel your way. What I mean by this, somebody can be talking to you, but you can feel like that's a lie. You could feel just what I was touching on before. You're attracted to certain things, you're repelled by others, and it might not even be what they say, but it's like you're picking up the energy behind it. There's energy behind everything. Um, you can feel what is true. You can feel energy. You can feel. It's like it is so much more important even than speaking and writing, like energy, feeling, knowing. It really is. And also knowing, talking about knowing, you will just know what to do. Sometimes you just know what to do, how to move forward, what steps to take. um, you know something. You may know knowledge, you may know, I mean, this is just energy, feeling, knowing. I mean, these are abilities that are not often spoken about, but you're actually living by them more and more than your usual means of communicating by just your eyes, your ears. You're even finding, and what I want to share here too, especially now that we're all homebound, online, and everything else more, you're even finding each other by feeling energy even online. I don't know if you've noticed, like, you know how I say, like, this channel, I'm only on YouTube. I'm not on, I place a video and I step away. Like, I'm just leaving messages, readings, all this stuff only on YouTube. And I'll tell you why. I used to have Facebook, I used to have other outlets, but I did not like the energy. And you can feel energy even through online. You may have a conversation with somebody and you can feel their energy. You can feel the energy behind the words. You can feel the energy of a website. You can feel the energy even online. Don't discount that. That's like, how do you think you even found and are listening to this? I mean, there are billions of videos on YouTube. It's like you are feeling energy. Um, and so, but I always go with it. So when I started getting, it was lovely on Facebook to connect with friends at a distance and family and all that. But I started getting the energy, and I made the decision to get off. There's been times in my life, say, if you're in a place of work and you feel toxic, you feel you're just getting drained. I mean, you could get physically ill if you don't start paying attention how important it is about energy and sticking around too long when your body and everything is telling you to leave or to limit it or to make it better for yourself. I'm not saying quit your job, but you can make modifications where you're caring for yourself. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, and that was part of caring for myself, was getting off Facebook. I'm not suggesting for you to get off it. I'm using an example. Okay, but say, if you go somewhere and you don't have good vibes, pay attention, listen. Why? I mean, or you're picking up something from someone. It just These are really communication beyond words, and sometimes there are no words for what I'm even trying to say, but we have all felt this. And what I'm saying is it's even more important than our sight. It's more important than our hearing. We are constantly surrounded by energy. We are energy. We're constantly affected by energy. So that is almost like a number one in my book. I mean, somehow along the lines in my life, that trumped everything. It's and I'm feeling energy, and you're feeling energy, and pay attention to that because that energy affects your energy. And I think that's even where illnesses come. People get tired, people get stressed, people get all of these side things. It's they're not taking care of energy and what they're getting affected by. So you have to pay attention to that. So yeah, so this whole subject was, soon, there's a way of living that we may not even have all the words for yet, but they are there and they're very real. And it's actually a really beautiful way to live. But this is all about using more of all you are because we are a spiritual person. We have all these clear abilities. We do feel, know, are affected by all this energy as we are all energy. And these abilities, these clear abilities I keep on saying are only getting more clear for us to navigate during this time. It's really using more of all we are already. So I love doing videos like this because you're going to notice even more if you haven't already. But this is communication beyond words, energy, feeling, knowing, using more of all you are in all you do in your everyday life, and how, in fact, personally, I find it even trumps seeing and hearing. I'm like you truly navigate it by this, probably even more than you even realize. Like we don't even really have the vocabulary for it, but we're constantly navigating our way through this. And I think it's only getting more and more clear. Like you could feel and know things more so than in the past. Like it's only getting amplified. So I know I talk about that all the time. People have words like claircognizance, clairaudience, that thing, but this is a whole other level of moving through your life very fully aware that you're utilizing this all the time. You're picking up and feeling energy. You're paying attention to how it affects your energy. You can sense it in your body. You can sense it and you take care of it. You take care of yourself. That's part of the real divine self-care I always talk about too. So it's knowing this so that you can take real divine self-care of yourself. So do know there's communication beyond words, energy, feeling, knowing. It's using more of all you are, basically. And that's what we're doing. And this card came out in our reading recently. It's intuition and manifestation. And I do think that this is part of why, because we're manifesting so much more here, we're being counted on to and use more of our intuition to do so. It's like intuition and manifestation together. It's amplified. It's the spirit behind the new manifestations, using more of these abilities, using more of all we are into that. So I did want to touch on this communication beyond words, energy, feeling, knowing, using more of all you are. Um, yeah, so this has been my spirit message and tips, and it's also piggybacking on the previous videos I've been posting lately for spirit tips, how more about your own divine connection, your divine abilities, and all your clear abilities getting more clear, and definitely a lot more communication beyond words. I mean, energy, feeling, knowing, using more of all you are. Absolutely. Okay, take care. Bye bye.